Hi friends, now today's topic is the mechanism of osmoregulation in fishes and shrimps in both freshwater and marine environment. This is seafood episode number 4. In our previous episodes we were discussing about the role of moisture retaining agents in seafood industry. Osmosis, it's a natural mechanism. Osmosis, in this, the solvents can move from lower concentration to higher concentration. That is called osmosis. So all the trees absorb the water, the same mechanism. The root contains higher concentration, the solvents, higher concentration of solvents, but whereas in the soil, lower concentration. So such a way the plants also absorbing the water, and the osmosis always like this. What is solvent? And solvent and solute, we must know that. The good example of the best solvent is water. Water is an universal solvent. Why? Because yes, the solvent means the solution which can dissolve the solute, which which is in a solid state, or the solute which is in a liquid state, or the solute which is in a gaseous state. The examples of the solutes, for example, sodium, magnesium, potassium, etc. Either it is in solid state or either it is in liquid state or gaseous state. Solvent can able to dissolve the solute. What is meant by solute? We must know these two definitions, but we all know the solute means any substance which can dissolve in a solvent is called solute. Any substance. In seafood industry or in food industry, we people are preparing the solutions, dissolving the solute in a solvent. Because yes, here the solvent is water and solute is salts or phosphates or potassium or magnesium, calcium or chlorides or sulfates. They all are comes under. Now let us discuss about reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis, it's a mechanism widely used in water purification system. Yes, industries like food industries, many food industries are using this RO mechanism to purify the water, to remove the hardness in the water. The solvents can move from a higher concentration to lower concentration by applying pressure. Reverse osmosis, we have to apply the pressure. So we have to pressurize the liquid to flow through a semi-permeable osmoregulation. So osmoregulation mainly occurs in organisms in two ways. The one is osmoconformers. The second one is osmoregulators. Is nothing but regulation of osmolarity of an organism's body fluid to maintain homeostasis. That is called osmoregulation. Yes, regulation of osmolarity. Osmolarity means what? Osmolarity means the ratio of water plus solute or solvent plus solute is called the osmolarity. So in osmoregulation, it will regulate the ratio of osmolarity of an organism to maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis means balancing, to maintain constant. The osmoconformers and osmoregulators. Osmoconformers are the organisms which can match their osmolarity to the surrounding environment. If the organisms which are in freshwater or if the organisms which are in marine environment, they will match their osmolarity according to the surroundings. that is called osmoconformers. The best example is crustaceans. Most of the crustaceans exhibits osmolarity. Most of the crustaceans comes under osmoconformers. The best example, Vanami shrimps. Most of the people knows Vanami shrimps. See, we are cultivating the Vanami shrimps in low saline forms. During seed producing, the different stages after PL, 5th day or 3rd day onwards, they keep on stabilizing. They keep on reducing the solvent concentrations. Yes, many hatcheries, because of, see, in India, like Andhra Pradesh, most of the aquaculture industries are doing Vanami shrimp farming in low saline farms. So the Vanami is a good example of osmoconformers, and it's a good example of euryhaline organisms. Yes, they can always match their osmolarity to the surrounding environment. Vanami can sustain at 25 ppt, or a Vanami can sustain at 40 ppt, or 20 ppt, or 10 ppt, or 5 ppt. Vanami can sustain. As per the study, as per the scientific study, Vanami, the optimum growth will exhibit at 15 to 25 ppt. The feed conversion ratio, FCR, will be very high if we maintain the pond salinity in the bandwidth of 15 to 25 ppt. Examples of osmoconformers: shrimps, lobster, and sharks, starfish. These are all organisms which can exhibit, which can match their osmolarity to the surrounding environment or to the surrounding water. If the shrimps are in seawater, the seawater contains 35 ppt. Offshore, I'm talking about offshore seawater, contains 35 ppt salinity. So seawater salinity is 35 ppt in offshore, and shore it ranges from 15 to 25 ppt. So like that, it's nothing but brackish water, like that. In this 35 ppt salinity, the seawater contains what? 35 ppt means, yes, 1000 by 35. If you take 1000 ml of water, you will get 35 grams of salts. The seawater comprises chloride, 19 grams of chloride. For 1 liter of seawater, 1 liter of seawater contains 19 grams of chloride and 11 grams of sodium, and magnesium 2 to 3 grams, calcium 1.5 grams, sulfides 3 grams, like that. So these are all the salts which are present in the seawater. So osmotic pressure. So what is osmotic pressure? We discussed about osmoregulators, osmoconformers, osmoregulations, osmolarity, osmosis, reverse osmosis. What about osmotic pressure? Pressure. The minimum pressure which needs to be applied to a solution to prevent the inward movement of water across the semi-permeable membrane of an organism is called osmotic pressure. If the organisms which are living in freshwater ecosystem, so what will happen, the freshwater ecosystem, the organism solvent concentration is higher than the surrounding. So osmotic process, from lower concentration to higher concentration, the solvent will move. In this, the water diffuse inside. The freshwater organisms have to exhibit certain kind of osmotic pressure, otherwise the organism will die. So that's why the organisms which are living in freshwater ecosystem cannot survive in seawater ecosystem. Their tolerance for the salt tolerance also very less. So that is the main reason they cannot match their osmolarity to the surrounding environment. That's the reason. So here the freshwater, the water diffuse inside. Then what will happen? The fish always maintain the osmotic pressure. in a solution to prevent the inward flow of water through a semipermeable membranes. So what happened? The fish want to drink the water. In freshwater fishes, they want to drink the water, and they will always excrete dilute urine. Yes, the freshwater fishes always excrete dilute urine, and the salts also sometimes fishes may lost. That's why the gills will retain the salts. Water continuously diffusing, so fish has to apply certain pressure. That is the manner. The fish always excreting the dilute urine to maintain the water balance, to maintain the osmotic pressure. When you compare with sea environment, marine environment fishes, so here the situation is quite opposite. The marine fishes, like, see, the solvent concentration inside the fish flesh, is lesser than the surrounding. The seawater, the solvent concentration is high in surrounding. High in surrounding, less inside the body. Means the surrounding is hypertonic solution. Here the surrounding is hypotonic solution. Means hypotonic means less. Hypertonic means high concentration of solvents in seawater fishes. So the water always diffuse out. Why? Because the surrounding water is having high concentration of solvents than the fish. Then the fish from the fish inside the fish, the fluids will move from lower concentration to higher concentration of these solvents through a semipermeable membranes. Through the gills, it will lose the water. So the fishes always have to drink the water. In marine ecosystem, the fishes, there is the possibility of dehydration. Why? Because water always diffuse out. So the fishes continuously drink the water to cope up with the osmotic pressure. The fishes continuously drink the water, and the salinity also, high concentration, the salinity, so the fishes always excrete the concentrated urine, because when the fish drinks the water from the surrounding, the water contains solvents, high concentration, so the solvent has to excrete through the urine. So that's why the seawater fishes excretes always concentrated urine, whereas the freshwater fishes always excrete dilute urine. And seawater fishes excrete the salt molecules through the gills. Seawater fishes excrete sodium through the gills. Seawater fishes excrete chlorides through the gills to maintain the osmotic pressure of an organism. So this is the difference between freshwater and seawater ecosystem, and how the osmoregulations works in such a environment. That's all the video, friends. Those who have not watched my previous episodes on seafood industry part 1, 2, 3, I have given the link below. Please watch my videos, and don't miss to watch the episode 5. So episode 5, we have discussed about the critical steps or critical mistakes to be avoided during processing of seafood, or during processing of shrimps, or during value addition. We will discuss in our next episode. So if you like my videos, click the like symbol and click the bell icon, subscribe my channel for regular updates.